And I see the home and you see, and I'm blind, and they're blind. But it was happy fun. The one gonna fall in the sun. Hey, oh, let's go. Hey, oh, let's go. Hey, oh, let's go. Hey, oh, let's go.
Hey, what's up, you guys? How's everybody doing out there?
Hey,
Hi. Hi.
hi.
Hi, everyone out there. And hi, Teresa. Welcome aboard, you guys.
Hi.
We are
Hi.
geared up and ready to introduce Harold's brand new channel tonight. And Harold, you want to tell us a little bit about that channel?
Yes, well, the name for now is going to be Paranormal Weekly. And basically, my idea is I want to approach paranormal research from a scientific perspective. I want to actually find out what it is that we're looking at, not just that we're let it be in a realm of supernatural, but rather bring it into the light and say, hey, what is it exactly we're dealing with? You know, if it is something supernatural, well, fine. But if it's not, if we've misidentified, if we've uh, let it be in superstition for too long. Well, it's time to dispel some superstition, and you know, uh, reach a place where we can look at things logically for a change instead of just running away screaming every time there's a bump in the night.
Exactly.
Um, I've been doing some research on different things lately. Specifically gray aliens, which everybody seems to think are demons. um, Demons, which everybody seems to think are demons, but which may or may not be, and human souls, and the difference between a human soul and a human spirit. And I've also been looking into some other things, like is there a difference between the spirit world and the parallel dimensions that we're dealing with in the Mandela Effect, which I've been dealing with for about a year and a half. Um, are we looking at things in the creation as God created everything, and we pretty much for the most part people that are a people of a religious bent believe in God, but is religion what was meant to be, or was the word of God supposed to just come to us and no religion. Religion's a man-made contraption that gets in the way of our relationship with God. Um, or and huh? Go ahead.
I said I can tell you my views on it.
Yeah.
But it's okay. I want to hear you out. So go ahead.
Okay. Yeah. I've been following up on different things from the paranormal community that I've been hearing. Just little uh, snippets here and there. That I've been investigating. Specifically, I wrote several pieces recently. One called "The Beast," which was basically dealing with AI and its continued takeover of our world. Now there is an actual AI church created in uh, Silicon Valley,
Yeah, I heard about
and
that.
uh,
Crazy.
and they actually want everyone to believe in a AI god head, and give over our lives to that, and worship, I guess, at
Yeah.
the altar of
Is it the altar?
software.
Is it the altar of software or is it the altar of Satan?
Well, yeah, but it's basically software. I mean, this is the guy right there. That's the guy, and he created. And another thing, his name is Anthony Lewandowski. I'm not sure that he created this, or if he was forced to create this, or if he was, in some way coerced to create this.
Yeah.
Whether it be, from some secret society, the elites, or whatever. However it came about, um, basically, uh, this is a church of the beast, literally. I mean,
Right.
you can't look at it any other way, you know. And so far, I've heard three things, and I not talking about religion at this point, but you know, if you go to Revelations, and I'm dealing with the occult, so I'm going to go scientifically. There's three things that were supposed to appear: the beast, uh, the false prophet, which now we pretty much identified him, and now we have people saying that the Antichrist has appeared. You know, so you know, I guess that's three out of three. We're batting 1,000. But my back to my show. You know, I wanna do it every Saturday for 2 hours set. I'd like to have you
Perfect.
know I'd like to have my regulars on. We're going to have some mediums address from their perspective. We're going to have researchers researching, and hopefully, in the future, we'll actually go live to different locations. I'm hoping in the future if we can get a following. But yeah, I'm going to call it Paranormal Weekly. So that's pretty much it, Brian. Every week, hopefully, we'll if we can bring on you know, some guests that are acquainted with each week's topic. You know, we'll approach it first from a scientific perspective, and then we'll throw it out there and see what people have to say about it. And I guess that's it. That's pretty much all I have to say at this point, because I'm probably not going to start till February.
Okay.
You know, because we have to set up, you know, the channel and that. But I'm going to be doing research from now till then.
Harold.
Yes.
I kind of wanted to get your take on this, and I know it may be a little early because this involves obviously a lot of research, which you're doing and which you have done.
Yeah.
Because I've been wondering myself if we are in fact living in a simulation, and I don't know if it's just the media pushing it or what, because I am seeing it. Teresa watched the X-Files last night. I haven't gotten to see
Yeah.
it. I saw part
Yeah.
of it tonight. I had a lot going on, but she mentioned that they're talking about this simulation idea that we're all
Right.
being uploaded to a server, our consciousness. Is that the case? Do you think that's
Well, here's a couple things I've heard. Okay. One is that Elon Musk has been researching this. He has scientists today researching it. He believes that this is, you know, more than 50% chance that we're living in a simulation. I've also heard, now, again, take this one with a grain of salt. There was a man who says that he's a time traveler. I don't know if you've seen this. He says he's from the year 6000. He went to the year 6000. And he said that during that time, people were uploading their consciousness to like simulated AI for simulations, and that way they could pretty much be immortal. And he said that that technology was created in the early 2000s. So, you know, are we AI? I don't know. There's a scientist that stated that at the very base of our reality, there's binary code, and not even just binary code, but the kind of code that's used in browsers, web browsers. So it's a specific kind of code, which can't be a coincidence. You know, this is not something that's could just happen out of happenstance. This is something that seems premeditated. And if that's the case, and that we are in a simulation, then we have to ask ourselves, the next step is you have to ask yourself, well, are we when we think we are? Because, you know, we could be any time. We could be any time.
going on.
Huh?
I feel like there's
I'm
a lot.
sorry?
I'm sorry, Harold. There's this thing here that Teresa just sent me about a medieval Renaissance art where someone is,
Yeah.
excuse me, but touching baby Jesus's winky. That's gross.
What? That's
Yeah.
gross.
You guys
Yeah,
want
that's
to this?
that's.
I don't know. I can't take
Look,
it anymore.
I yeah, I don't have give and take with the negative parts like that.
Okay.
What I'm trying to do is identify, quantify, identify. Are we in a simulation? Well, here's the answer. I don't know. But what I do know is that if it is a simulation, then we have a whole lot of um, questions that need to be answered, like when we are, how did we get here, why did we get here, um, did we voluntarily upload ourselves, or were we forcibly uploaded? Were we rogue AI that they had to stop, and we're actually AI and don't know it? Or is this something else? Because this was something that was suggested as a training um, tool for AI, uploading them into a simulated world of ours and training them on how to act in our world. And if it's done correctly, the AI doesn't know that it's not in the world. It thinks it's in the world, but what it is in a simulation, basically. And it wouldn't know any different. Everything would be similar. The physics would be similar. So, if that's the case, perhaps we're rogue AI and we don't know it. Um,
Interesting proposition.
if we're if we're just simulations or people that were uploaded, our consciousness was uploaded, then we have to ask ourselves, well, okay, did we do this on our own? Were we dying and we were uploaded? Is it a regular thing? What year is it? Is our body dead? And if our body is dead, then pretty much we're stuck here. There's no way to get out. It's a one-way trip. If you go out, you die. Well, you wouldn't even die. You would just cease to exist because your body's already been dead for who knows how long. So, there's a lot of questions to that proposition. It's not just are we simulation in a simulation, but um, you know, there's a whole lot of questions involved.
I still wonder why. Why is it in the back of my mind? I can hear a song exactly as it is played. When I try to sing it, it comes out all wrong, of course. But why
Yeah,
our mind is so detailed like that? It's just like a computer. I feel like I'm walking around carrying this big CRT monitor on my neck all day long. I don't know, man. Like there's just so much to this effect. Um,
well,
yeah.
well, well. It's here's the thing: if we were programmed to sing off key, or we were programmed with a specific limitation, then just like any video game, we would have that limitation. Like if you were playing World of Warcraft or whatever, you would have a limited um, uh, set of characteristics. So maybe some programmer is sitting around watching us on a screen right this minute, and laughing about us as if we were in this, a simulated like a video game that he's watching. Maybe using cheat codes every once in a while just to liven up the the video um, simulation every
Oh,
once in a while.
I don't know.
What?
I didn't get to read the whole conversation here. Just me. No, we care about you.
Who?
Uh, just a comment here. Oh, I'm
Oh,
feeling myself now. Do you care? Yeah, about the immortality of the human soul.
yeah.
Um,
Um,
I don't know. I don't feel like we're. I mean, we're saved through the body and blood of Jesus Christ. That's what I believe. I mean, I
yeah,
know it may not be what some people out there believe, but I mean, that's what I believe.
yeah, yeah.
And
Well,
one day he'll conquer death for us, just like he did for him. That's what I believe.
he already has.
Yeah.
I think, maybe things aren't what we believe they are. Like,
Like the fundamentals of reality.
yeah,
Or
maybe it's just not what we think it is. And the fact of the matter is, things have been created throughout time. I've always felt that religion was a control mechanism, was something that was put in place by man to control man. I never felt like it, when Jesus came, he said, "Listen, I'm here to set up a religion." Okay? No, he didn't say that. And a lot of what he did say, we're not privy to, you know? And some of the books were taken out of the Bible, if you want to go there, that actually did say some interesting things. For instance, that God was within you, that you're a temple of God,
hmm
and that God indwells with you, not just,
Yeah.
uh, you know.
So you're basically
So
the more scientific approach, right? Asking the important
yeah,
questions, the who, what,
right,
when, where, how.
right, right.
Basically, the scientific method to uncovering. Are you going to be relating the Mandela effect to spirituality?
Um, well, I I would like to say that I want to identify what exactly it is that we're experiencing, and whether it's dealing with the paranormal, um, or our take on life. I guess you could even say that's paranormal because you know we don't know where we are. We don't know what we're experiencing. So I would like to think that uh, we could at least address it. You know, but I would like to mainly stick to um, a paranormal topic and relate that to what we're experiencing as a whole in the Mandela Effect community. Um, there are some questions we need to ask about that as well. Like, does it seem like a lot of Mandela affectees are empaths or psychics or psychic mediums or have experienced a life and death experience. A lot of them have, and we need to ask that question: why? Why is it we all seem to have this in common? And it could be because we're connected in some way, and we just don't know it yet.
Well, speaking of a
You
connection,
know,
I don't know if we planned it just right, but tonight's show, I just noticed that. Look at the date: one one
what's
one
yeah,
one. You add the
really?
8 and the 1, it equals 11. I don't know
Huh?
if anyone else has caught that.
No, I didn't. I never even thought about it.
And let me tell you something. As I listened to that Ramones song that you guys heard in the intro, right at 22 seconds, the song started its chorus. I wonder why there's all these 11s and 22s and 44s. Aren't you guys wondering the same thing?
Yeah, and you
From
know
what
what else I've noticed? There are some other numbers connected to Mandela effectees. 3, 7, 10. These are all God numbers, and they seem to be connected to a good number of Mandela effectees that I've asked in the past. I know they're affected. They're connected to me because um, I I came up with the numbers by just pulling them out of my life, basically. And asking people, is this connected to you? A lot of Mandela effectees have blue eyes. I don't know why. You know, I mean, if you ask me why, I haven't a clue, but it seems to be true.
Well, are you Rh negative? Because a lot of Rh negatives have like blue eyes.
I don't know that yet. I have to go get my blood tested, so I will find out.
And you're also
yeah.
a water sign, right? You're Pisces water sign.
Yes, and a lot of water signs.
I think
are
that
connected.
Have something. Some of us out there are. See, I'm a fire sign, but
yeah,
4 of my planets were in like watery.
They were water signs.
Scorpio.
Yeah.
Okay.
Scorpio.
So, that says a lot right there. That I'm leaning mostly toward water signs here.
Yeah.
So, and that may be why me and Teresa have such a strong connection. Isn't that right, Teresa?
What sign is Harold?
Harold is a Pisces.
Oh, I love your sign, Harold.
Yeah.
I'm a Scorpio, like Meegs.
Really? Yeah.
Your sign out of all of them, I love your sign to death. You're like my favorite sign. I love you guys.
George Washington.
Well, was he?
Yep.
Wow.
They like keep you on the straight and narrow.
Just
like, I don't know how to explain it. Yeah.
Just in
I
case,
love Pisces.
Just in case this changes, remember Washington's birthday.
Yep.
February 22nd, 1732.
Okay.
Remember that.
All right. I won't remember it, but okay. I'll try. My brain doesn't work that way.
Who else is out there? Who else is?
I have to write it down.
Dolly had braces. Hey, Dolly. Hi, Melissa. Hi, Dawn.
Brian, we should do shout outs.
Lisa Payne. Hey, Lisa. Good to see you again.
Dawn P. Don't forget Dawn P.
Dawn P. Hey, Dawn. Hey, Rena.
Hey, Dawn.
Rena. Hey, Rena would be good for your show, I think. She has dealt with
I think so, too. Yeah, I think so, too.
Melissa with the paranormal.
Yeah.
And Lisa Payne.
If anyone out there is interested, possibly on being with Harold Beebe's panel, by all means, you can get a hold of him. How can they get a hold of you, Harold?
They can email me. Easiest way. They can email me at Soaring Hawk. You can spell it out. Soaring Hawk 38.
What? Wait, Harold, what?
Soaring Hawk 38, which is SOARINGHAWKE 38 at yahoo.com.
I think a Saturday show would be great because there aren't a whole lot of people doing like Saturday shows. I think, if I'm not mistaken, I think Scarabperformance may do one on Saturday. Pretty sure.
Probably. But this will be like I said, it's going to be a paranormal show. It's not really going to infringe on a lot of people's stuff, but I'm going to be doing it from a scientific perspective. I'm going to try to look into these things each week and come up with some answers. I mean, they may not always be the right answers, but I'm definitely going to try. And, like I said, if you're interested, email me. You can contact me on Facebook
right now.
If you Messenger, if you want, or contact Brian, and Brian can get a hold of me.
That's right.
Brian can easily get a hold of me anytime, so it's no big deal. So,
Harold, if you want to come on and talk with him about spirituality or about the paranormal,
whatever.
Scientific,
whatever.
Yes, I think.
But scientific perspective on the paranormal. I really want to get to the nuts and bolts of these things. I want to figure out what it is.
One woman really comes to mind when I think about science and spirituality at the same time. Cynthia Sue Larson.
Yeah.
And you've talked with her on here before, right? Were you here on that show when we talked with her?
I don't know if I was, but I heard a unique thing though about her. I heard that today is her birthday.
Yes,
Is that true?
it is.
Is it?
Thank you, Teresa.
Okay.
That up. Happy birthday, Cynthia Sue Larson.
Happy birthday, Cynthia. Thank you. Thank you for doing everything that you do for our community.
Harold, thank you.
Yeah.
And since you mentioned it, you get the honor of singing to her. Actually, we'll all sing with you, okay?
All right. Ready?
Yes.
1, 2, 3. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Cynthia.
Larson.
Happy birthday to you.
Yay!
All right. Yay.
There you go.
Where's the cake?
There you go. Yeah, break out the cake. Break out the cake and ice cream.
Mandela cake, all right.
But yeah, so yeah, if everybody could just contact me directly, or you can contact Brian if you're interested in helping out, if you're interested in researching for me, if you live near something that you feel we should investigate, let me know. I'm always interested in hearing other people's perspectives on these things, especially if you happen to live near something. You know, maybe we could have our reporter on the scene go out there and take a look for us.
I do have to say, I like your headset, Harold. It reminds me of like helicopter pilots. And weren't you? You're a veteran, right?
I am, but no, I was never a helicopter pilot. I wish I was a helicopter pilot, but no, I couldn't because of the peepers. You know, you have to have 20/20.
Yeah, you have to have 20/20 to be a pilot.
Yep, and I never was, so no. But
for us,
but I do have a cool headset though.
Yeah, you do. Which I envy you. I should get one too. Teresa, you had something for Harold, or anyone in the chat have something for Harold? Any questions?
Good question.
So you're just going to leave us guessing on the first episode here, or?
Our first episode. Our first episode is going to be.
Is it this Saturday?
No, it's gonna be February. I'm not exactly sure on the Saturday, first, second Saturday. I'm not sure yet, but I'll let you know exactly when it's gonna be. But yeah, my first episode is gonna be about gray aliens, basically, and I want to know what I want to know what they are. People are calling them demons. People are calling them interdimensional. Beings. People are calling them robots that are controlled by our government or by some other alien. I want to know what they are, and I happen to have somebody who encountered aliens and who actually has the scars to prove it. And so I'm going to bring her on and talk to her about it and ask her questions.
Yeah, I like Lisa Payne's right here. She just said Satan likes to play dress up. That is true. I
sure.
These aliens.
Sure.
Anything's possible, right? I mean, look at the word impossible. I'm possible.
Anything's possible. Yeah, anything's possible. But like I said, we're going to ask the hard questions. You know, we're not just going to label things. You know, it's easy to label things when you don't know what it is. You know, you can. You know, you pretty much call it whatever it is. Like I said, remember when I was speaking to you about people in the Bible talking about flaming chariots in the sky, you know, or whatever it is. You know, you call it what you're familiar with. That doesn't mean that that's what it is. Okay, we're going to try to figure out exactly what it is. And
if I might say,
sure, go ahead.
I think we should also encourage our audience to pay close attention to their body in their current state. Like when I work with computer systems, we have a baseline is a your current system configuration, what your body is right now, touch and feel if you have to. I don't know. I don't know, but keep track of body changes because now I heard we have a new body part around the heart. It's called a, what is it, thymoid or? Thymus.
Is that the one that's right in the breastplate?
Yeah. Do you remember that? Thymus?
No. But another thing is though, we can't. Some things were in our body that they just didn't call it that. They called it something else.
Maybe they just gave it. But
maybe they gave it a name. I mean, there have been some interesting changes, though. I mean, I have to admit, with the heart, with the lungs.
Oh my God!
With the kidneys going up into the rib cage, more ribs, the breastbone extending, eye bones behind the eyes, different things with the skull, especially.
So are you going to be like keeping track of this sort of thing too? I mean,
well, this is not a. It's not going to be my main, thing, but I will from time to time, keep an eye. And if I come across something interesting, of course I'll mention it. But hopefully we got a Brian who does that, and he's pretty good at what he does.
Well, I owe a lot of gratitude to Teresa too for helping me find a lot of reviews and stuff like that. She is the residue queen.
Yes, she is. Yes, she is. Residue queen.
And
no. I just y'all. You know how weird things happen to me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Guys.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, I think I was just. Yeah, I just had a very bizarre thing happen right now, and I'm gonna send it to Brian.
Okay, you send it to him. What was it?
And the girl on the phone, blank, and blank will come.
If you build it, they will come. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I'm sitting here looking. No, listen. I'm sitting here going through my bag, looking for something, and I found my newspaper from my local newspaper. And guess what it says? You ready?
What?
I'm writing you.
What does it say?
Look, Brian. Look. Watch.
You gonna? What?
Look.
Okay. Are we talking about a synchronicity, or did it change again?
This is like residue, guys.
Oh, okay.
I wasn't even looking for it, and it found me. Yeah,
Expand.
Look what it says.
Expand it, and they will come. Yeah, I see it. Hang on, I'll share it. Not a day goes by where we don't run into another Mandela effect. I don't know. That's crazy. You see it?
This is my local paper, and they're talking about building stuff in Las Vegas, and look what they just said.
Yeah, expand it, and they will come.
I will tell you that my hiring manager told me after they bought me lunch, and I went to a lunch meeting, interview / and he said if you build it, they will come. I heard him. I wish I would have recorded it, but hey, that's what he remembers.
Brian, I thought that was awesome. What I just found.
That is excellent. I'm sharing it with everyone now. Thank you for finding that, Teresa.
It was fun. I swear. I was just sitting here going through my newspaper thinking, okay, what am I going to watch tonight on TV? And then I see that. I said, no way. And I know they're referring to that movie.
I just want to say,
look at this.
Yeah,
this is my local paper.
I just want to say that I love all of you out there who have been big supporters of the show. I know we try to make it bigger and better every time. There tends to be times where we overlap shows because of the content. The content is somewhat the same, but we have different views on it. So that's why we.
Right.
I think it's important to bring different perspectives in, and our guest here, Harold Beebe, I met him on Facebook. I think through Teresa. Is that right?
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure.
It's for a while. We've been friends for a while now.
For almost a year now.
Yeah.
Harold is excellent at history. He's excellent at articulation.
Oh, okay.
So and presenting the ideas. So guys, please watch his show coming up in February. I'm sure he'll make an announcement.
Absolutely.
I'll help him make the announcement too.
Super.
You have to take everything, like, live every day as though it's your last. This the
Right.
Mandela Effect is really it's really about waking up people, and I think it's just going to get bigger and bigger and bigger. This tends to be this snowballing effect with it. We can't go back.
Also, the other thing you have to remember is you got to follow the truth wherever it leads you. Okay, and don't be biased if you're shown something that doesn't fit with your perspective or your viewpoint. Maybe it's time for you to expand your viewpoint. Maybe it's time for you to have a bigger viewpoint to encompass more. Um, because the only limitation you really have is the one you put on yourself.
Well, in the meantime, because it's for me, my experience here recently has gotten pretty atrocious, sometimes violent with people. I don't understand.
Yeah,
I'm still trying to get
yeah,
behind the psychology of the Mandela effect, and I know
yeah,
Georgianne is pretty good with that. That's why I
yeah,
shared one of her videos. Um,
yeah,
I'm trying to get more psychologists on board if they would join. If you have anyone in your area, Harold, you can talk to
yeah.
someone on your show, like a psychologist. That would be great. I
Sure,
don't know if they would,
sure.
as a psychologist, think about it from their point of view. As a psychologist, you're say no one's approached you about a Mandela,
Yeah.
but then
Mhm.
here comes Harold talking about the Mandela. What are they going to think right off the bat? But if they
Yeah,
see
that's crazy.
dozens and dozens of people mentioning the Mandela effect to them, then yes, I'm pretty sure they would come on like snowflakes coming down on the ground. Eventually, they're going to stick. So I really feel like the more we get this word out there about the effect, the more positive changes we'll see with our reality and our situation.
Yeah,
But
absolutely.
I want to thank you, Harold, for coming on tonight
No problem.
and giving everyone a preview, a little taste of what's going to be on there.
Thank you for having me, Brian.
You're welcome, Harold. And Teresa, you have any last comments before? Any closing comments? Kind of late over here.
I just want the AI know that I'm back, sick or not sick. I'm going to continue my quest of hunting.
Thank you, Teresa.
And it's not going to keep me down. It's not going to keep me down.
Nobody gonna.
What is that thing? Nothing's going to break my stride.
No one's gonna break my stride.
What is it? Song?
No one's going to keep me down.
I got to keep on moving.
Oh no.
That's me. That's my theme song.
Yeah.
Perfect. Why can't there be more people in the world like Teresa, right?
Yeah, right.
I'm too determined.
If there was, we could already figure this out, right?
I know.
Brian,
we would have figured it out by now. What?
Show them the JCPenney thing I found today.
Okay, yeah, thanks for reminding me. Yeah, there was some JCPenney residue that Teresa found.
That was a good one.
Harold, I didn't ask you.
Yeah. Brian? Uh-oh. Well, they did mention the AI. Maybe the AI saw them finally. But yeah, if you can hear me, our show's going to be a good show. We're going to try to, actually figure out what these things are and how it's connected to the Mandela effect and everything else. So that's our goal that we're going to set out with. And we're going to see what happens.
Okay, sorry guys. The AI booted me. for whatever reason, it just happens sometimes. Sorry about that. It's been a pleasure.
It happens to us a lot, Brian, you and me. Remember?
Anytime we're digging, they don't like us digging too much, do they? There is one other video that I'll probably make after this one. It's about the handmaiden's tale versus the handmaid's tale. What do you guys remember?
I'm back.
Oh, hey, Harold, did it boot you too?
Yep, it booted me too.
No freaking way. What?
Yeah, the minute you mentioned AI.
Oh,
I don't like that.
No, doesn't like that. I thought and here I was. I thought you left me, but thanks.
Nope.
For man.
Yeah.
The
moment you mentioned it. The moment you mentioned it.
Wow.
I have something to show you, Harold. The Handmaiden's Tale is.
Let's call it Siri.
Yeah.
Well, you know, Siri backwards is Iris, right? Which is I.
It is?
Yeah.
Yeah.
No.
Siri is.
I didn't know that.
So, what do you guys remember? I want to ask the audience out there. Was it Handmaid's Tale or Handmaiden's Tale? What do you remember? Because I'm seeing residue for both.
Dawn Pieces, you got to have a code for the word for the...
Wow, look at this.
What do we call it, Alf? Let's call it Alf.
Alf.
Yeah.
Let's call it Alf.
Yeah.
Let's use that pseudo name.
I just got Alfed.
Yeah, me too.
Alf is...
I remember Handmaiden's Tale.
Handmaiden. There's a handmaiden. There you go. There's one.
The official synopsis for the Handmaiden's Tale. Look at that.
That's what I remember.
Oh,
Come on, people. Either handmaiden or handmaid.
Let's take a vote right now.
I remember handmaiden because I read it in school. And yes, I'm old.
Yeah, I remember Handmaiden.
Good one, Teresa.
Oh, wow. The Handmaiden's Tale.
Us old people should know this.
Yeah. Yep, Handmaiden's Tale.
An author, but still the same title. Goodness gracious.
Look at the Diary of Anne Frank. It's now a play, Diary of a Little Girl. Oh, they changed the name of it.
Really? It's not called the Diary of Anne Frank?
Now it says Diary of a Little Girl. What?
Yeah, that doesn't make sense. The Diary of a Little Girl.
No, it was always the Diary of Anne Frank.
Diary of a Young Girl.
It's changed.
That's what it is now.
It was the diary. It was the Diary of Anne Frank.
Yeah, I know. It's changed.
Oh, Terry Spears says, oh my God, it is handmaiden, like maid, you're right. I remember handmaiden, people. I remember
Handmaiden.
Different, realities, right?
I know. I remember
Yeah.
Handmaiden.
So none of them are the Diary of Anne Frank now. It's the Diary of a Little Girl.
Yeah.
Yeah, look at it now.
It's always been the Diary of Anne Frank.
The Diary of Anne Frank.
That's
yeah,
crazy.
I know. It's so crazy. But they make it seem like there's such a logical explanation as to why.
Yeah.
Kind of like
they removed her name, for
That was like
protect the innocent.
The portrait of Dorian Gray.
Maybe it was for witness
And then it
protection.
changed to the
Maybe that's what it
picture
was.
Yeah.
of Gray.
Yeah.
Remember
Witness
that?
protection.
It's
I remember
called
Portrait. I watched the movie.
quantum witness protection. That's what I'll call it. That's why they're changing.
Yeah. Sure. To protect the history's innocent.
Guys, I just thought about maybe all these changes that we're having, it has something to do with the one world order. They're making it how they want it to be.
Could be.
Oh, DigitalScribe is here. Hey, Tom. What's up, brother? Hey, Preliminal.
Hey, Tom.
Who's there? Who's that, Brian?
Preliminal. Tom, DigitalScribe is here.
Sweet.
Tom and who?
Tom is DigitalScribe.
Oh, yes, I'm sorry. Same name. Hey,
Hey, Long.
Tom. Hey, Digital.
Hey, Longreach.
Oh, yeah, you both doing?
Rain on the plains. Why don't you have a wrench? I'll get you a wrench. Okay, I know you're.
I don't hear him.
Get your
How you
ranch.
doing? Is he on the phone?
No, he's on the chat.
No, I'm in the chat. I'm looking in the chat
Oh,
for
I'm
any.
sorry. I'm like talking to him like he's on live with us.
Yeah, right.
No, it's okay.
Where are you?
You're out there in the ether, so you can't tell. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
right. So
Where is he?
you guys know that I've been working with the logos for quite some time, and I've seen some patterns with all the Ra's and the sixes and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So that's been more of my thing. But you know, as far as the theory, man, I have lots of my own theories, but
Yeah.
you know, I don't know if we'll ever get to the bottom of it, but we're all here for one another, you know?
Yep. Yep.
So
Absolutely.
with that said, I guess
Was it the Charlie Daniels band? Or just Charlie Daniels band? I don't know.
Charlie
Rena's asking
Daniels?
a question.
Yeah, that's a
Rena
good
wants to
question.
know if it was the Charlie Daniels band.
It was
or
the
just-
That'll probably be Mac Daniels band.
No, it was the Charlie Daniels band.
Yeah, it's always been the Charlie Daniels band.
Oh, yeah, you're right. Did it change?
No, I don't think so.
Now it's Charlie Daniels. Wait,
Really?
Charlie? Oh wait, there it is. Charlie Daniels band.
It's always been the Charlie Daniels band.
The Charlie Daniels band. Yeah, it's the Charlie Daniels band. I like their. Does anyone else have any closing thoughts before we?
I've shared everything I got. Wait.
Well,
nothing more.
I'm supposed to be joining. I'm going to be joining up with One Harmony here shortly, and
okay.
We're going to be talking about some scientific stuff.
Talk about tomorrow's show, Brian. What about tomorrow's show?
Well, I let me tell you, I've invited some people. I invited Michelle Platti. Let's see if she comes. She may come on.
She's gonna be there tomorrow, Michelle.
Yo, Michelle Platti. Yeah, Michelle Platti. She has 198,000 subscribers. That would be awesome if she would just come on for 30 minutes.
Sound effects?
Huh?
Yeah.
Sound effects? What?
It'd be awesome.
That's gonna be interesting having her on.
Yeah, I let her know that we've had Cynthia Sue Larson's been on here. We've had quite a few people. I still would love to see Moneybags come on and talk with us. You know, that would be awesome too, because he does a lot what I do with like the voting videos and that sort of thing.
Can you get Moneybags on?
I should hope so. If he wants to come on, I'd love to hear from him. You know.
Yeah.
That would be awesome to get him on.
Because he is one of the main ones that woke me up, along with Scarabperformance and Michelle Platti.
I'm excited about her being on.
People that knew about the effect. People that knew about the effect. That, I mean, before it was even called the Mandela Effect, they get, you know, kudos for that.
Actually, Meegs was the first person I ever followed from Mandela Effect. Yeah, Meegs. Yeah.
You should tell her that.
She just
on tomorrow night. You should tell her.
I did actually. I did. Yeah. I told her you're the first one. You were my first.
Well, guys, we're gonna call it a night. Good night. We hope.
Okay.
9:30 Eastern. Okay. Have a great night.
Thanks for tuning in.
Tomorrow.
God bless.
It's gonna be a real good show.
God bless.